Hey everybody, Gabe back here with the Side Hustle Fitness. This is just a hobby at this point. Doing another video, haven't done a video in a while, so here's another one that nobody asked for and nobody needs, but I just want to share. What am I going to share today? I'm going to share my thoughts on the lessons I've learned over a very short period of time in having a garage gym. Now, I'm a gym lifer. I always worked out in a big box gym. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the ceremony of going to the gym, throwing my headphones in, and really grinding out these long workout sessions. The garage gym, like a lot of people over the last 12 months, was more of a necessity. Something I always thought I would like to have, but just couldn't justify the price, the room it takes up. But when COVID hit, we were all working from home, it was more necessity. I'll never go back. I love having a garage gym, and I will do another video on why I love having a garage gym and why I'll never go back, even though a member of our family works for a large box gym. I will go nameless because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. So let me talk about the things I've learned and share with you maybe a few, I'm not gonna say mistakes that I've made because so far it's all a learning process, but certainly the things I've learned and things you might not be considering if you're getting started with a garage gym or if you've already started and can't think, what do I do next? So let's start. This is gonna be garage gym specific, but a lot of this applies to any home gym owner. Now, if you're weightlifting, if you're doing free weights, the most important thing, of course, is going to be the barbell. A lot you can do with a barbell. Shockingly enough, I can't believe how much I've learned how to do with barbells despite being the aforementioned gym rat lifer. This barbell is the Matt Chan bar from Rogue. I'll talk a little bit about this bar, but I'll tell you right now, this is the third bar I've had since starting my garage gym roughly 9 months ago. And I've been through two other barbells. So I'm gonna talk about those two other barbells first. The first barbell I had was the Rogue West Side Power Bar. I grabbed that barbell quite simply because it was the first one that was available. It was black zinc and it was a power bar. Okay, whatever, it's a barbell. I just needed a barbell. Got the barbell and a power bar. I quickly learned. No whip, that is a stiff barbell. It is a thicker diameter barbell. It is designed to be stiffer. It's designed to be more aggressive. It has knurling on the outside as well as on the center of the bar, and the knurling is very aggressive. You'll see lots of videos. People can describe aggressive knurling as either sharp or grippy. I don't remember. I just know it was aggressive. It was chewing up the back of my neck. Certainly was the most aggressive barbell I ever used because, well, let's face it, those big box gyms aren't exactly investing in high-end, nice barbells, and they certainly don't have a variety. They're trying to appeal to everybody. I quickly got on waiting list for the Rogue Ohio bar. I realized the Rogue Ohio bar was the kind of the standard do-it-all barbell, plus it had more whip, which unfortunately I had to learn the hard way. So for whip, that's for your Olympic movements, right? You actually want whip. You also want whip in maybe deadlifts, for example. So I got the Rogue Ohio bar, also in black zinc, and now I had both bars. The problem I had with the Rogue Ohio bar is it had no center knurling, so I really didn't like using it for squats. And I found myself going back and forth between the two bars, and I thought, this is silly. Is there a way for me to find a bar that really satisfies all my needs? And that's where I landed on the Matt Chan bar. The other thing I did not like about those two barbells is they were both black zinc. The black zinc looked great the day I opened them up and pulled them out of the tube. And the very next day, after using the barbell just one time, you could already start to see wear marks. The black zinc just doesn't hold up. The Chan bar is black Cerakote. The Cerakote holds up much better than black zinc. The Chan bar, I would say, is kind of an interesting do-it-all bar. This is part of the athlete series where the athletes design their own barbells. I wanted the Matt Chan bar really badly because it looks cool. Not really a good reason to invest this kind of money in a barbell. Luckily, I love this bar, and I actually don't think I'll ever get rid of it. This bar has knurling on the outside as well as the center. The center knurling is barely there at all, but I will say much better than the Ohio bar for doing squats. It's enough to be there, to notice it, to make a difference. The knurling on the outside is not aggressive. It is a slightly smaller diameter than a power bar. It does have some whip, but not enough whip to where it bothers me when I'm doing, heavy bench press or heavy squats. With that being said, I'm back on the waiting list for 2 more barbells. I do want to get a Rogue Ohio 45-pound power bar. I'm starting to realize how important having a power bar is now that I've gotten further down in my programming and I've started to set different goals for myself. But specifically, I want it in stainless steel. And I want it in stainless steel because there again, I've got a garage gym. My bar is outside and exposed to the elements. I do not bring my barbell inside. I'm not quite that crazy, although I've not that that's crazy. I'm not judging here. But I do not bring my barbells inside. I leave them outside. This bar I have not had to clean very much. The stainless steel I think is the next level up. So I do want a stainless steel bar in the power bar. I also want a stainless steel Rogue Ohio bar. Ultimately, if I could have done it all over again, that's exactly what I would have done if availability was there. I would have gotten those 2 barbells. The reason I would have gotten 2 barbells is because it satisfies all my needs. Once again, I love this bar. I'll probably never sell this bar. I really like having it, but this unfortunately doesn't do any one thing incredibly well. So, having 2 barbells, that moves me into my next topic. Number 2, having 2 sets of J-cups. I have a power rack, right? So the power rack means I work out inside the rack, I can work out outside the rack. Having 2 sets of J-cups is really, really important to me because in a lot of my programming, I'm having to move from one movement to another and reset my weights. If I had 2 barbells and 2 sets of J-cups, I could actually transition more quickly. It's also nice to have 1 set of J-cups set up for my squat height, which also happens to be my overhead press height, and 1 set of J-cups back here for my bench press height, right? My most common movements. So typically, when I'm not running silly videos that nobody asked for, these sandwich style J-cups are on the inside of the rack, up higher for my squats, and they just stay there. On the back, I usually have these standard J-cups. These are the ones that come with this particular rack. I do not like these J-cups, but I've got them, so I'm gonna use them. If I had my way, I would do a totally different set of J-cups. But these usually stay back here at my bench press height. I work out my bench press on the back of the rack, squats, overhead press on the front of the rack, and then sometimes I'll do some accessory work on the outside of the rack. So, real quick thing on J-cups. I love the sandwich style J-cups because there is protection on the plastic all the way around. I find that they set up better for me. I think I'm gonna experiment here coming up soon. I'm gonna experiment with monoliths on the inside of the rack for bench press and the Go Strong roller style J-cups for my squat work or on the front of the rack, but that's on the next video. Okay, last thing on barbells. Barbell maintenance, super easy. There's plenty of videos. They are super boring, but very educational. Really easy for me. It's the 3-in-1 oil and a nylon bristle brush. For my quick clean, it's just the exterior of the bar. I'll clean the barbell and the sleeves just to make sure I'm getting any sort of oxidation or rust off of there. For deep cleaning, you actually remove the sleeves and you'll clean under there and re-lubricate underneath the sleeves where you will have metal on metal. For this bar, it is a bushing as opposed to bearing, so just a little bit of extra lubrication just to keep things moving and preventing them from seizing up. All right, let's move on. Once again, garage gym specific needs. You cannot have a garage gym, in my opinion, without this next piece of equipment. It is crucially important. It's a leaf blower. Yeah, leaf blower is really important. It's the easiest way to clean. I have stall mats down on the ground, whether it's dust or in my case, dog hair, just general debris. This time of year, leaves are in fact coming in, so I guess I do actually use my leaf blower for leaves. No need to dwell on that, but really important. I think it helps me with my sanity. I like a clean workout space. Next, whether weights are easy to get or hard to get, there's one quick and easy addition you can make to any home gym, and that is bands. Okay, there's got a couple different band styles here. These are the Rogue full-size loop bands. These are small resistance loops, okay, used for a variety of different things. Here I have a figure 8 tube. There's other versions of bands that have attachment points and handles. In my case, I use most of my bands attached to the rack, so of course you need band pegs. These are not a lot of money, and adding them to your work, mixing them into your routine, using them as an entire workout. I have found myself getting just as much work out of some band-only movements as I have with free weight movements. Adding bands to my free weight movements because right now I have got some pretty big jumps in weight increments. I'm still waiting for change plates. So adding bands, when I can't make a 20-pound jump or a 10-pound jump, depending on my setup, adding bands is nice. Bands and chains both also help you with your form and your stability. I don't work out with chains yet. That'll probably be next. I'm gonna keep running down this rabbit hole. It's crazy, it's endless. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna talk about, something really, really simple. Once again, this is for the true weightlifters out there. If you're not squatting, you're not benching, you're not deadlifting, then are you really even lifting? Of course you are. That's ridiculous. Yeah, but deadlifting is not just for powerlifters. Squatting is not just for powerlifters. The benefits of these movements are incredible. I'm not going to waste your time talking about that today, but deadlifting. Okay, this is cheap. This is simple. This is the dead wedge. There are different versions of this. I actually bought a pair off of Amazon. It's not called the dead wedge. It's got another name. It's not quite as sturdy. But the dead wedge, I think, was the originator, the original barbell jack alternative. And that's all it is. It's a small piece of equipment. It does not take up a lot of space. It's easy to maneuver. It's not very expensive. In fact, it's quite cheap. Make sure you order 2. The dead wedges don't come in pairs, I learned, at least when I ordered. Make sure you order 2. These go on the ground. They help keep your barbell in place so it's not rolling into your wife's car or your kids' motorcycles or whatever it is you got going on the other side of your garage gym. It also helps lift the weights up off the ground ever so slightly, roughly ½ an inch, making it easier to load and unload your plates when your sets start to get really heavy. Like a fool, I struggled and wrestled and would get frustrated with loading and unloading weights, and as the bar gets heavier, that becomes harder and harder to do. So getting this early and using a dead wedge early, I recommend it. There are all kinds of alternatives. There are some other products that are actually more advanced, a little bit more money, and companies are innovating all the time. I've seen some small jacks that actually don't take up a lot of space, but like a traditional barbell jack for deadlifts takes up quite a bit of space. And the key to garage gyms are space saving. Okay, I'm sorry, I said this was the last thing. That's not the last thing. Space saving. Get your stuff up off the ground. Come on, don't be a slob. Put yourself on the wall. That particular 4-post weight tree, that's PRX. Not all my stuff is Rogue. That is a PRX weight tree. And as you can see, I've got quite a bit of weight on there right now, and that thing has not failed me yet. On the upper side over here, I've got my barbell storage. Over there, I've got my band accessory storage. I try to get as much stuff off the ground as possible. Heck, this rack folds away up against the wall if I really wanted to. I don't fold it up very often, but if I had to, I could. I think that's it. If you have any more questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, please give me some suggestions. Tell me what you want to learn about. Are there some products out there that you'd like me to test out and give you my thoughts? I don't do a lot of product reviews, but I use everything in my gym, and I'm more than happy to share my thoughts. Really appreciate the support. I think I have to do this obligatory click, rate, review, or is that for podcasts? I don't know. Oh, subscribe. Do something like that. I don't know. If I get more subscribers, I promise to commit to better production quality. In the meantime, I'm going to commit to cleaning this bar. And as I told you, it's super boring. So goodbye for now. Work out, stay strong, get fit. You won't regret it. Now I'm just rambling. See you later.